Let's begin. I've already created a Microsoft flow, but first I would like to discuss a problem statement in this flow. This flow has to be done manually to do the Twitter analysis. Most so what is happening over here is it is not having any recurrence control which keep on looking for our search criteria in the Twitter source. So we are having search text as my hashtag Microsoft Logic Apps, and we are doing sentiment analysis for tweeted text here. And once it is done, I'm also using Microsoft Translator to translate any non-English tweet text into English, and then further I'm using Excel Online to store my data over here. So once I'm using these things like these services or these actions like detect sentiment and translate text, when I'm clicking on my column of Excel over here, I would get all these outputs here like translated text, score, and I'm using Twitter action, so I get all the parameters output on this block. So what was happening is, like, if I check the run history of this particular workflow, I was not getting an expected output. I was getting somewhere around 20 to 25 tweets in an hour, which is not enough because my search text was around like hashtag Microsoft. I'm not taking this for granted, like no one is searching for Microsoft. So I checked out my run history and I found like there was so much gap, like 11:21, 11:37, and this was all when I was doing manual testing for my workflows and it was not running. Then I realized we need some recurrence control to fetch the Twitter text automatically. So I've already created that workflow, so I'm going to showcase you. But before that, I would like to make a note over here. Like, in order to use Microsoft Cognitive Service, you have to get an API key for that. So for an example, if you go for add new connection over here, it requires some connection name, account key, and site URL. So I've already registered for that, and this is how it looks like. I know you are going to see my endpoints and key over here because so anyways, this is my trial keys, and you can also get it from Microsoft Cognitive Service. Start free trial from here. And let's check out my workflow. This is my workflow. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, what I'm doing here is, first I'm having recurrence action, recurrence control, 1 minute interval, frequency 1 minute, and then I'm fetching records from my Excel because if I explain you this action, Twitter action over here, it requires one parameter, since ID. If we are not passing this since ID, it is going to repetitively look for the same tweet text. I am interested in the new tweet text. It should go for the new tweet text. It should like it's there's a this is kind of a paging mechanism, like a date and time stamp. From this date and timestamp, you should not fetch this particular record. So it's like a paging mechanism in searching the tweets. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm using Excel Online action, fetching all the records in a table, and then I'm using compose action to fetch only the last value of a row. Okay, once I'm fetching the last row in a Excel, I am further using it in my since ID. If you can see output of compose, and give me only the column value of original tweet ID. This ID I am passing it. So I can show you one demo run which I did it last night, and further I'm using my for loop statement for doing for detecting sentiment for each tweet. In this, I'm just passing the original tweet inside an item, and then I'm further storing all the data in my Excel online. Okay, so this is where I can get a score. If I can show you my Excel where I'm dumping all this data, this is how the since ID or the original tweet ID looks like, and this is the other columns like username, original tweet, translated text. And let me show you one run history. This is like one of the dry run which I have run yesterday. So recurrence is simple. In list row present in a table, I have all the records fetched, and in compose I have fetched only one record, which is the last record, and this is the original tweet ID which is passed as a since ID. Okay, in my search tweet, if I say here, this is the since ID which is being passed. So the very first time when I was running this particular flow, I will not be having since ID because my Excel would be blank. Okay, and in the for loop I am detecting the sentiments in the tweeted text. I can see like this, there should be some hash Microsoft, you see, that's why it is there, and the score is 0.5. So score of sentiment analysis usually vary from 0 to 1, and it will be always in a decimal. And I'm dumping all this data into my Excel online table, and this is becoming my as a data source for Power BI dashboard. Let me know if you are facing any problem in this Microsoft Flow while creating it. I'll be happy to help you out. I know there would be some more enhancement we can do in this flow to make it more optimized and performance oriented. Thanks guys.